Hello, this is Evan here from the Trade Risk on Wednesday, April 7th, 2021. We are intraday right now, and this is our weekly swing trade ideas video where we bring you stocks based on a variety of discretionary, technical, and quantitative criteria, all of which we're going to break down for you in just a moment. As always, these videos are sponsored by our partners over at Investors Business Daily. We curate our long ideas from their stock lists. You can get access to those stock lists with a link in the description of this video. So we've got a handful of different names we're going to look at today. So let's kick things off with the discretionary bucket. So this basically means this is me eyeballing the IBD's watch lists, our own TR150 watch lists, and picking apart some stocks that look interesting based on pretty classic, timeless TA, price action, momentum, trend, and so forth. So first here is HCAT. This one looks interesting to me. If we zoom out, we can see it's trading just off of its all-time highs. So it made all-time highs just a couple of months ago, and we can see now that it has pulled back. It's trading about 13-14% from its highs, and it's just moving sideways. It's stabilizing. So in my mind here, it's sort of working off sideways the strong run that it saw fourth quarter into first quarter of 2021. And if we can see buyers continue to kind of step up here and support this stock around $45, then we might have kind of an upper level base to use to trade against, to manage risk against, and to participate in maybe a trend continuation to the upside. Now, it has had some heavier volume on the way down, so I'm watching that and looking at just how this base develops here. And of course, nothing says that this has to resolve to the upside. Right now, it's just in a kind of wait and see mode. If it can start, kind of ideally surging through 49.25 or so, then that gives us more confidence. If we can start getting that breakout, ideally on some increased volume, expansion in range, all that good stuff, then that gives us the clues that this might be ready to continue to the upside. If it rolls over from here, all bets are off, and I would just be kind of sitting on the sidelines. So HCAT, that's the first one that caught my attention. Number two is Zoom. So Zoom Video is one that is catching my eye here. Again, if we zoom out and we just look at the longer term trend here, this was obviously the big story, one of the big stories, many big stories in 2020. Zoom certainly, though, was one that was benefiting from certainly the unfortunate, crisis that we were all in, but Zoom certainly got to be one of the big beneficiaries, seeing a massive run up in 2020. And over the past 6 months now, call it 6 months, let's see, about 6 months, this has been pulling back and consolidating. So this is approximately off about 45% from the all-time highs made in October of 2020, up around 577. So this is certainly paying its dues. I mean, it had a tremendous run up in a year, basically took 10 years worth of gains and compressed it into 1 year's rally. And so now it's, moving sideways. It's still working itself, down and to the right, but it's something I wouldn't, kind of fall asleep on. I'd keep it on, keep it on the watch list. The weekly chart, I think, really spells the clear picture here, and this smooths out the price action. You can see just the beautiful uptrend in 2020, the very healthy consolidation that has taken place since then, and take a look at how tight all of this recent week's action is here. This is very tight and compressed, so I would just be paying attention to it. Again, it's kind of in a wait and see mode. You can certainly draw your channels and think of this as a flag or some type of down channel here. It doesn't really matter to me what you want to call it. I do just think it's generally consolidation here. It looks fairly constructive, and eventually, we'd be looking for that breakout to the upside. Our trading systems have been trading this very actively. I think we've taken 4 trades in this over the past month or so. We don't have any. I had to scramble to see if we had any positions here, but we don't have any positions here. We originally had our longer term system. Merlin picked it up in late December, so it was right in, I don't have the exact entry prices, but it was down in this sell-off here. and it was holding it. It was basically looking for that move back up to highs. And what had happened is it ended up hitting its first profit target up in here around in the 400s. So it scaled some of that position off, trailed up a stop loss, and then it got stopped out at break even on the second half of the trade, right around here, basically where it picked it up. So it had a position, took some profit into strength, sold the rest at break even, and then our quicker Lamerick trading system has traded this very actively as well. In fact, I think it was right when Merlin was getting stopped out, it ended up buying it, ended up swinging it for a few percent in here for a winning trade. And then just recently it had a trade in here where it purchased it and flipped it out for another like 4 or 5%. So, obviously, again, if you're experienced trader, if you're tactical and you can trade the little ebbs and flows and swings, there's opportunity there. But this trade idea that I'm highlighting here is more for the bigger move in Zoom. So that's it from my sort of discretionary world. Let's look at some more technical trade setups now. This comes from our TC2000 store, which we have on our website. If you're a TC2000 user, you're going to want to check that out. Lots of nifty TC2000 scans and indicators. iRobot is one. So iRobot is hitting our tight highs scan. So if we zoom out here and we just look at this stock, it's been, certainly had a very strong 2020. But in terms of, its 4-year performance, it has been, mostly sideways here, but it's trading just off of its all-time highs. And it's been going sideways here, and you can see this tight cluster of highs and this sideways range that has developed. You can see even more immediately this cluster of tight highs here, and that's looking really what our scan is picking up on right now, seeing this good overall pattern, cluster of tight highs, and that's what it's keying off of. So we're looking here again for kind of breakout mode. If iRobot can start to lift over, call it 127, and ideally heavy volume, expansion to range, all that good stuff, then maybe a momentum trade, a squeeze trade could be on here in this stock. Right now it's in wait and see mode, but this is hitting our TC2000 tight highs scan. Number two, kind of along a similar line here, is hitting our new Bollinger Band squeeze scan. So this is ticker symbol SIEN. So this one here, if we were to throw, let's see if I can get some Bollinger Bands on here, Bollinger Bands, and we'll throw that on to this price chart. Take a look at this compression going on here. So that's what this scan is identifying, basically the tightest that we've seen in recent memory here for Bollinger Bands in this particular stock. You also have this nice kind of uptrend that it's been in since 2020. We're not trading at all-time highs. This has a longer price history, but it clearly just shows price compression. This could go in either direction, of course, right? This could be a bearish development or a bullish one. But, more immediate trend is to the upside. So we'll give the benefit of the doubt to the buyers here. Still, I think you see the nice consolidation. That's our Bollinger Band squeeze scan. Last but not least, PLBY. So this one here, probably most notably known as PLBY magazine. This here is PLBY Group, so I think they technically own a bunch of different assets here. But this was a recent SPAC deal that took place back in December, and or maybe it was closer to earlier this year when the actual SPAC was announced. So this started trading, and it went off to the races here, from, well, certainly a $10 SPAC price, but all the way up to $30. So we had the sort of SPAC mania here. And now we're looking at today's action, and we're getting this thrust off of this trajectory here. We're getting a little bit of a pullback. And so what this is hitting is our week close heavy volume scan. This is a new scan, new addition to the TC2000 store. This doesn't necessarily, so this is hitting a bearish scan, but the idea here is that this is a scan that is just presenting us notable movement. That's the way I like to think of it. So I'm not necessarily advocating here for a short setup in this particular name. I actually think it's something that you want to pay attention to. And in fact, if you're bullish on this name, if you want to try and get involved, if you missed the breakout in March and you're looking to get involved in this name, then this is a stock you probably want to add to your watch list and see if it can pull back a little bit more, maybe even get down to the lower 20s, get you a better entry price if you're looking to position yourself long. And that's one way to play in it. So no pun intended. So there is, that's kind of the gist here. I thought this was just a notable, interesting name. It's obviously one that's been, kind of in the headlines here, or a lot of momentum chasing it, a lot of good price appreciation coming out of this stock. So it's hitting the week close heavy volume TC2000 scan that we have on our store. Last but not least, I'm going to leave you with one quantitative trading signal, and that is a short setup here. So I want to give the appropriate disclosures. First is I have a short position in this right now. Try not to give short ideas too often because, you have to be either just more prepared or experienced, or you got to just know your position sizing. This is obviously covered with our trading members, but on the outside here, I do just want to express the caution here of trying to short stocks. And so ISRG, we put on a short position in this this morning, around 767. Let's see if I can get the exact entry. 767.39 was our short entry in this stock. This is a very quick hold. We do not look to, shoot for the moon on this. This is our Lamerick trading system. We're in, we're out, and we're covering, with pretty quick speed. So a few days is generally the average, 2-3 days. That's about it. And we'll be out of this trade, but it's a tactical short trade, and that's something that got put on this morning. So full disclosure, have a position, and if you want to learn more about that trading system, you can on our website. So that's it. That's what I got for this week's video. A few different looks there for you to chew on, to think about, to potentially add to your watch list. Let me know in the comments below which of these names looks most interesting to you. Are you trading any of these? Got any positions on? I'd love to hear it below. Or if you got something else you want to share, always interested in your feedback and what everyone's watching. So without any further, that's it for me. Thanks as always for tuning in and watching every Wednesday trade idea videos just like this. Be sure to check out IBD's links in the description of this video below. Have yourself a great day. We'll see you back here on Friday for the market analysis video.